Hello and welcome to the PvE-Gamer. Today we are going to talk about playmats. So playmats in Flesh and Blood are really a convenience thing, but personally I like them a lot. They have great artwork, they have the zones drawn on them, so you even as a beginner know where to put your cards, and they are really easy to come by. At the moment, when Flesh and Blood was a bit younger, it was hard to pick a playmat up because there weren't that many tournaments, there weren't that many playmats given out. But this has increased, and at the moment, if you're not too picky about the motive you would like to have, it's rather easy to obtain one on the secondary market, like Card Market, Card Trader, TCG Player and stuff, you know, your personal favorite internet pages. So regarding the cost, they are usually around, I would say 15 if you can get a deal a bit below that, to up to a 50, or the more expensive ones are of course 150, 200 euros. But if you're not too selective about your motive, you should be able to pick one up around the 15-20 euro range, so that's rather cheap. And if we take a look at some of the motives, this is a Tales of Aria playmat, and here we have Genie's What You Need, Genie's Mr. What You Need. And personally, I think this is the right time to pick up a playmat for your own convenience, and also if you're looking forward to PvE, because what can we expect? If PvE is a home run, and we know that Commander, the casual format, not the competitive format, is a driving factor in the community of Magic the Gathering currently, we might see exploding numbers of players. The game is picking up speed as it is at the moment. Many people come to Flesh and Blood and play this great game, and if LSS manages to hit a home run with PvE, the numbers might explode. This is another factor why I would recommend to pick a playmat up sooner than later, because I don't know if the production numbers will be able to match the demand, especially something like heroes which are not favored at the moment, like Mr. What You Need here, who will be most probably a powerhouse in PvE. This playmat might spike in price a bit when that happens, if they do not reissue the playmats. As far as I know, there is no reprint policy for playmats, but I might be mistaken there. We have got Lexi. Rangers are a very common and well-liked class in fantasy RPGs, so that's good stuff. The beautiful playmat for our illusionists, that's really neat, with the swords and the lighting and everything that is going on. A personal favorite of mine, this is one of the more expensive playmats, so if you're just not that big of a Leviathan like me, you might not go into that one, but it's still rather obtainable. At the moment, I think it's about between 50 and 80 euros, depending on where you look and what you're picking up. This will also be a very interesting thing. How viable will heroes with blood depth like Leviathan be in PvE? But this could be part of a whole other video. We have some more illusionists here. So in these playmats, the ones you can see are all rather cheap and affordable. So I think this is another one that goes for around 15 euro, and let's be honest, it has beautiful artwork. Why would people want to pick those up when they can just get any playmat? Well, having the zones and the matching artwork is really something casual players like myself get into. If you look at the Magic the Gathering market and Commander, you see people start to bling out their decks. They get special versions for cards, etc. So why not for playmats? And also, if you look at comparable prices, if you look at Marvel Champions or other things, playmats also cost 20 euros, around that, at local game stores. There are some playmats which cost 5 or 7, but then it also becomes an issue of quality, and the quality of these playmats is really great. They are very well produced, they are rather sturdy, they have a very nice printing, colorful one. I like them a lot. Here we have a much neglected hero from the Monarch area. It's Bolton. And yeah, I hope he comes back. I love Warrior. And it is one of the archetypes we might see to be very viable in PvE. Let's see what the future brings. The next set, Outsiders, will probably not have much for Warrior, as we get a focus on Ranger, Assassin and Ninja. Icelander, of course, one of the powerhouses in PvP. At the moment, I don't think that I have to say much about Icelander in the context of Flesh and Blood. It is a well-known hero by now. We have rather festivity-themed playmats, so if you're someone that likes to play in seasonal style, this is also something you can pick up for almost nothing, because it was distributed a lot in the local game stores. We have Briar. This mat, interestingly, is also very cheap, and regarding the artwork, so it must be cheap because it has been given out a lot, because the artwork is just stunning and awesome. We have Rosetta Thorn here, which will become a living legend along with Briar if she manages to collect the missing points in the near future. And everything that is going on in the art, everything says spring, blossom, explosion of growth. That is an awesome playmat. I like that a lot, and it's really cheap to pick up. We've got Ultim. And yeah, that's about it with the playmats. I didn't obtain those playmats to resell them or to hope for a spike in price, but I obtained them because I strongly believe that it will not be that easy to obtain the playmats for the heroes you want at the point when PvE hits the market. There will be a lot of demand if they do it right. Of course, we don't know anything about PvE. If LSS manages to pull off a similar game and playstyle as with the PvP version, we might see an explosion in the player base, especially as this will be, at the current market situation, the first PvE collectible card game that we have, apart from some obscure extra rulings for existing card games. So definitely check out your local market. If you don't have a playmat right now, I'd recommend picking one up that you like. There's really a great selection and small prices at the moment.